That'll wake you up. 8:42 right now. This morning on Today's Money, the money trap. How do you pay for your kids' college and save for your own retirement in the process? This obviously can be tricky, especially when you consider the current state of the economy, but it can be done, we've been told. Here with some important information is personal finance expert Manisha Thakur. Manisha, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Peter.
So the economy's not great. The housing market isn't easy either right now. A lot of people are making some potentially risky investment decisions. Is it ever a good idea to risk your retirement savings to try to help pay for your college tuition for a child?
Peter, this is such an emotional question, and the first thing you really want to do is think about the cost benefit of college to begin with. And let me just explain what I mean by that. For years, college was right up there with home ownership as one of those bedrocks of the American dream. And there was a good reason for it. You expanded your mind, you earned more than if you just went to high school, and importantly, Peter, the amount you spent in order to go to college was tiny compared to the $40, $50, $60 plus $1,000 a year you'd earn when you graduated. Now, people are graduating with $40, $50, $60,000 of debt. You've got to budget. It's the only way.
So let's talk about that budgeting if we can. Talk about the significance of budgeting and how you go about doing that right now. Frankly, budgeting your time is as important as anything because leaving to go out to the job market right now without a college education is as challenging as anything.
Right. You've absolutely nailed it. And there are three key techniques that I think can really help people. One is to use a lot of the online tools that are available through your bank or standalone budgeting websites to automate and visualize your savings. Another is the old-fashioned envelope system, putting cash away, but my favorite by far and away is the digital envelope system, where you take a look at tough spending areas like food or holiday spending or entertainment, put the money on a prepaid card. Now, not all prepaid cards are the same. You want to make sure you use one with no monthly or activation fees like the American Express prepaid card. But the benefit of this, Peter, is you can't spend more money than what's on the card without physically reloading it. And you can hop online anytime to see your transaction history. One
of the other things is you don't want to burden your child, a lot of parents don't, with the responsibility of paying for elder care years from now. So I got to go to college, but now I'm paying for my folks down the line right now. Does that add to pressure for these young people as they go off to college, knowing they already have this responsibility a short distance down the road for them?
Peter, it really does. And so I want to encourage parents to think long and hard before dipping into a retirement fund like a 401k. Not only will you end up paying taxes if you withdraw money, but a 10% penalty.
So talk to us about those penalties. 10% penalty. Is it always 10%? I imagine it varies.
If you are under 50, if you are under 59 and a half, Peter, off the top, 10% penalty for an early withdrawal. And another thing, Peter, sometimes parents will say is, well, I won't withdraw, but I'll stop contributing to my 401k. But then you can potentially lose the match. And then you're, again, as you said, setting your kids up to have to engage in elder care in exchange for their college education.
Yeah, that employee match can be lucrative for a lot of these plans, something you don't want to give up if it's offered to you. Talk to us, if you can, about the other options that may exist. I mean, this is time for a family to have a conversation, make sure they've explored all the potential ways to pay for this college education.
Precisely. So most people think, okay, there are grants, there are scholarships, there are loans, but there are out-of-the-box solutions as well. For instance, you could take a year off between high school and college, live at home, earn money, sock it away. Or you could start at a community college and transfer to a state school, or start at a state school and transfer to a private school. No one asks where you started. They ask where you graduated from.
And I imagine financial experts like you would say this is a time to sit down with your children and talk about money in general, their money habits, your money habits, and how they can avoid some of the pitfalls that parents may have in the past.
One of the best investments, Peter, you can make in your family is to talk openly and honestly about money. It's a source of severe anxiety across the country, and just really putting the topic out on the table is a wonderful teaching tool and education for your kids.
We have time. Tell me some of the tools. What's the number one and two things you would say to parents to tell their kids right now?
This concept that money doesn't grow on trees is the number one point, I think, to make. And what I like to do, Peter, is encourage families to sit down and say, okay, we have $100 this weekend for entertainment, $100 each weekend this month for entertainment. As a family, we can decide whether we'll spend $100 a week or $200 every other week, or save it up and splurge, but make it a family activity, get buy-in from the whole family. Your kids will really enjoy being part of the process.
All right, Manisha, we appreciate your being here. Thanks for that guidance today.
Thanks for having me, Peter.
Enjoy your Labor Day holiday as well.